Hello friends, Heidi here from Rain Country. God is good all the time. And today I'm going to be talking about the herbs and foods and more that can help battle depression. Now, I did do a video a few years ago on herbs and more for stress and anxiety, and these all kind of go together. And because of that, a lot of this stuff is going to cross over and be a lot of the same stuff. But I did try to go more specifically just into depression, was able to come up with some more herbs that might be very helpful and some other ideas. But before I get into this list, I'm going to link to a couple different things. One is my full playlist on my list of herbs for various different ailments, which will include that one on the ones for stress and anxiety, but also the one I did several years back on overcoming depression. And I gave my own personal testimony on how I was able to get out of the severe depression without medication that I was in quite a number of years back. So this was at least a good 25 years ago, somewhere between 25 and 30 years ago. I don't remember exactly how long ago, but it was pretty severe, but I managed to do it without medication. And at the time, I didn't know enough about herbs or what I could take, naturally to help with that. So anyway, if you're one of those dealing with depression or someone you love is, please share with them both this video and that video I did on overcoming depression, and hopefully they will find that very helpful. And by the way, this particular list, I'll be typing it up and putting it in a post that I will then link to. It'll be available for free because none of my stuff is behind a paywall, that you can just click on that link, go over to that post, and then copy and paste, or maybe even print it off directly from there. So let's start off with the herbs, and that would be St. John's wort, lemon balm, bacopa, chamomile, ashwagandha, lavender, hops, passion flower, American skullcap, blue vervain, motherwort, ginseng, and I believe that's specifically Asian ginseng, but I would assume the American ginseng would be a little difference. Saffron, borage, ginkgo biloba, black cohosh, maca, turmeric, and Rhodelia rosea. That was a new one for me to add in there. I'm sure there's more that could be added to this list, but there's definitely at least a place to start. A lot of these should be very familiar to you, and some of them you might already even be growing in your garden, such as chamomile, lemon balm, St. John's wort, lavender, etc. Now, right here is a blend that I made years ago when Patrick and I were taking ourselves off the thyroid medication. And for at least a time, we were replacing our coffee with this blend that I made. And this does include maca and ashwagandha because they're also very good for thyroid health. And if you're interested in this particular recipe, I call it my jet fueled latte. I will link to it in the description box down below, but there's just one way. I also explain how I use it. There's one way that you can incorporate such things. So I don't grow those, I've tried, but it's just the roots, the ashwagandha, the maca root. I buy the powder organic form and then make the blend along with raw cacao, which cacao means raw. It's raw cocoa. That's what it means. Okay, so let me list off some foods. And basically what it boils down to is just eating a good variety of foods in their most natural form. So, but there are some ones that are more specific because they're high in things like omega-3s. So omega-3s is something that can be very helpful at dealing with depression. And so that's going to be your fatty fish like salmon and mackerel, which by the way are also high in things like vitamin D3, K2, and magnesium. Herring, walnuts, chia seeds, Flax seeds, egg yolks, I say eat the whole egg, but obviously the egg yolk is where you're going to find a lot of those nutrients, such as your selenium, your D, your K, and your omega-3s. Some good healthy fruits and vegetables. Yes, I said fruits and vegetables. And that can include things like spinach, asparagus, avocado, beets, broccoli, berries of pretty much all sorts, but let's just list off a few. So blackberries, blueberries, cranberries, and goji berries. And your healthy fats. Now, we did mention a couple that are already going to be healthy fats, or have healthy fats in them, such as the fatty fish or the avocado. But to add to that would be things like your extra virgin olive oil, coconut oil, butter for certain, and beef tallow. And then your probiotic foods, such as your kimchi or your sauerkraut, especially that which you're making yourself, raw cheese, yogurt, and kefir. And I really love the whole raw cheese thing because I love cheese. I really like yogurt, really love kimchi, and sometimes enjoy kefir. So for those who may need to add a little bit more and want to take some good quality supplements, making sure you're getting them in capsule, not tablet form. Again, for those who misunderstand me, sometimes I'm not against supplementation. I do sometimes supplement as is needed. And if your depression is severe and you can't get all the great nutrients from all the food, then you may need to supplement. Some to look into would be B complex, making sure you're not taking the B vitamins separate, taking them in their complex form. D3, which of course we need to combine with K2, which is honestly, it's best done in food because K2 supplements are pretty much worthless from what I looked into, but look into that more yourself. Folate and magnesium. So again, coming back, there are foods that have the D3, K2, and magnesium all combined in there, which makes it great. But again, I do understand we can't always get all of this just from our food alone, especially if we're needing extra to help deal with different health issues. And then just some of the day-to-day stuff is making sure you're getting as much sun as possible. Not only are you going to help get that D3, but the sun is very mood lifting. It can be very helpful. Around here, depression can be a big issue because we get so little sun, but we do work around it. Those of us who've lived here long enough really can learn how to work around not getting enough sun, but getting the fresh air, getting the sun, sometimes even going out on rainy days and being just in nature can be helpful. That's a good part of it too. It's getting out there, getting some healthy, good exercise. I'm not saying you have to go for runs or anything. It's going to be hard on your joints. Gardening is an excellent way to overcome depression because not only are you out there and you're in the fresh air, you're in the sun, and you're doing something productive, which that alone is very mood lifting. You're getting your hands in the soil that has those enzymes that helps release the endorphins in our body. So just remember that there's a lot of things that you can just simply do and that can really counteract depression. But one thing to stay away from is going to be the obvious, which everybody should stay away from no matter what their health issues are, and that is refined sugars and other carbs. So processed foods, try to stay away from that stuff as much as is possible because all of that's pretty much bad all the way around. Healthy sugars from your fruits, from honey, that's fine. Healthy grains, that's fine. It's when that stuff becomes highly processed, all the nutrients are removed and all you're getting is pretty much empty calories. That's where it becomes an issue. So again, I want to remind everyone, please check out that Overcoming Depression video I'll be linking to down below and the playlist I'll be putting down there if you would like to find more other types of videos like this, and the link to the written list I'll also be adding down there. Any thoughts, ideas you'd like to share, especially if you're one who's been there, done that, please share with us what helped you to overcome depression without having to go on medications. And I'm sure a lot of people would really appreciate your input. And thanks for watching. Take care and God bless.